Hey everybody, and welcome to the town of Onett in Earthbound on the Wii U. My name is Sam.
I'm Andrew Goldfarb, and I cannot believe this is happening.
Yeah, well,
I've been waiting for...
You should believe it's happening because they announced it like 4 months ago.
That's true. I think like April, right? Yeah. I mean, I've been waiting for this since... So for some quick background, Earthbound came out in 1995 on Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. You bought it new, right?
I did.
That's amazing.
This was the first game that I owned that was not my sister's and mine. It was mine. This was the first game that was mine.
That's funny because I think it's a girl's game.
Oh, well, that's not very nice.
Just
Ness
kidding.
is a boy. And so...
I like how the background in the game became a little background on Andrew Goldfarb. So my sister!
So I was born in 1986.
I'm going to talk to this garbage can right here.
You should. I mean, there's cool items and stuff in all of these, too.
Yeah, there's hamburgers.
Yep.
There's plain old garbage in that one.
That's why I like Bioshock so much, because you can dig through trash cans and find hamburgers. Maybe
it's just like Earthbound.
I
always say that.
For me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was the last time this was re-released before Virtual Console was in 2003. There was a Game Boy Advance compilation that only came out in Japan. That was Mother 1+2. Earthbound is called Mother 2 in Japan. Mother 1 was kind of this NES game that never actually... It was localized, but never actually came out for commercial release in North America.
That's right. And so, to give you some perspective of this lengthy RPG, I've been playing for about an hour, and I've been grinding, and I've been beating dogs to death with my bat. Yep. Actually, just beating them tame, really.
And then you started playing the game.
And now I'm going to buy a house. No. Have you ever bought this house?
Oh, God, I don't think so.
So anyway, you
can go.
Basically,
yes.
Basically the goal of what this town's. I'm gonna go to this town's boss, right?
Yes.
And
he's gonna fight Frank.
He's a member of a gang called the Sharks, and I think I can take him out. But he has a robot, which I've seen over a backyard fence, which I'm not sure I can take out. So we'll see.
I mean, the sad thing for me is I'm just so excited to go and play this on Wii U because it's been so long. It's so the eBay market for this game is insane. You have to spend $150 to even just get the game itself. Yeah,
I bought this game for $40 or $50 at a used game store, and I thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
And this was 10 years ago, but now it's just totally insane. The prices are unreasonable for the boxed copy with a manual, which is not a manual, but it comes with the strategy guide, which is so good. It's like this wacky, crazy late 90s Nintendo Power style strategy guide.
It's really cool.
It doesn't tell you much about how to beat the game.
Yep.
Yeah, it's more like a travel guide, and it's part of the experience. And so I encourage you to use that while you play this game.
Well, and that's what's so cool is that they made it available on earthbound.nintendo.com, I believe it is. And you're able to look at it from your browser, but it's also optimized for viewing from the gamepad.
So they say.
Through it. And you just fought a shark. These are the guys.
Yeah, so I'm approaching the pizza arcade, which is, if you know me, that's like my Xanadu. And outside of this is a bunch of the gang guys, right?
Yes.
Which my favorite one is this guy, the Pogo Punk.
So good.
Look, he's wearing a hood over his mohawk.
I love how goofy this game is. It's really good. The mechanics are really sound. It is kind of similar to Dragon Quest, very typical SNES.
Like for instance, you can talk to stuff or check it, which annoys the crap out of me.
But I mean, that's what makes Earthbound special, I think, because it is fairly typical mechanics for the time. What makes it special is the humor, is kind of the heart behind it, is kind of the charm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really clever. I mean, there's some great references in this game to pop culture. There are just funny little jokes. The localization is absolutely incredible.
Oh, wait, no, I'm not going to the pizza place. I'm going to the game place.
Yes.
So this is the Shark's turf, right? And I want to point out something here. That little music in the background, that do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do I was just playing, that's from Xevious, a classic arcade game. Completely sampled. They didn't even change it. And also you can see, I believe that middle arcade machine back there is Donkey Kong, and then there's Galaga next to it.
Wow.
It's kind of funny.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and little pixel art. You could play Galaga with that little single pixel art. It'd be really funny.
Yeah.
All right, so you got to keep reminding me to use life ups and hamburgers in here because if I don't, I'm gonna lose.
You really were grinding G's because you're really.
I was
this part of the game. To put it in perspective, when you first start the game and come here, if you're not prepared, this is really hard.
You can't even get inside because they're really tough outside.
Yeah.
And they don't. And up until this point, your hand is kind of held too.
Yeah.
So it really does matter that you have to go fight dogs a long time.
For sure.
And I was doing that for a while, and then now I can pretty safely beat these guys. I don't know about the boss though. I like how some of these guys are just talking to me. They're not even fighting me. Some do fight though, right?
Yeah.
Huh. What does that mean, Andrew?
I believe he is chewing gum and asking if you would like any.
You're such a. So I think I inputted that my favorite thing to do was rockin'. So I think
good, good.
So in the beginning of the game, you can input a lot of things like your favorite pizza.
Yep.
Or your favorite food.
Your favorite pizza.
Yeah, it's any pizza really.
That's true.
Now you put your favorite food and like a bunch of stuff, and then people like use that in dialogue, which is great. Skate punk.
Wow, you were really tearing through these guys.
Yeah. Did you know there's a band called the Skate Punks?
I did not know that.
It's
That's
a punk exploitation band from the 80s. Predates this, and they're really funny. And they had a hit called My Beach.
Very interesting. There's some pretty cool shark statues that were available on Fangamer for a while, which is the merch store started by some of the guys at Starman.net.
Really? Like
yeah.
little plastic statues?
Yeah. Camille Young makes all these absolutely
That's
incredible statues, and that was one of them.
All right. That's pretty funny. How do I get them out of the way, though?
Say no.
Okay. Come back after you finish it. So it isn't fourth wall breaking, right? It's a meta game.
Oh, yeah. There's so many. And there's like little references to sequels, which is funny because Mother 3, originally Earthbound 64, didn't come out until 2006 on Game Boy Advance, much later.
Mm-hmm.
And it's different characters, you know.
And it came out on Game Boy Advance instead of Nintendo 64, but we've seen Nintendo 64 images from it.
Right. It was at Space World in like 99, I think it was.
Yeah.
And it was Earthbound 64. And you can see, you know, Lucas, who a lot of people know from Smash Brothers, and then Flint, and all those characters from Mother 3 were visible in Earthbound 64, which is so fascinating.
And the Game Boy one did not end up being 3D.
Right, it's like this. It's like 2D sprite-based, exactly.
All right, so what's this guy's name? Frank?
Frank.
There he is.
See, he told you.
Yep.
This is a hard fight for this early in the game, but you're high enough level, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, God, he has a knife.
He does.
So
it's like a little scary,
I actually did just play this whole section of the game. I busted out my old cart and started playing Earthbound recently. However, I only got to the third town, so I haven't got very far. I'm thinking about trying to pick up the adventure on this because it's so nice. You can put in save states. You can actually
might want to be
bring
careful
up
with your HP.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do. I mean, Sam, I don't know if you noticed. I don't know.
My guts went down.
If you followed their clever code, but the towns are named after numbers.
Right.
It's
Onett,
very difficult to figure out.
Tucson.
Yep. Threed.
Foreside. I didn't even try with Threed. Now I don't have any psi attacks yet, and I think when I fought him recently when I played, I had like a psi fire or something. PK fire.
Mm-hmm.
As people might know from Smash Brothers.
That's true. You know, you can enter a code.
Oh, I got a smash.
Beautiful. You can enter a code, and he'll say that in this game. That's not true. That's a lie. But that would be pretty cool.
What kind of Easter eggs are in Earthbound?
There are a ton. A lot of them are little clever references. I think actually even stuff like you pointed out in the arcade cabinet and stuff. Little Nintendo references. There are references to Mr. T and the Beatles and all these crazy pop culture things.
Oh yeah, there's that whole band section where you like
the Runaway 5. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. And you hop on a band van. One thing that kind of turned me off about this game initially was that it's not like a fantasy game unless you live in Japan, and then it's like living in America, right? Like that's the theme of it. I'm like, well, I'm from here, like fighting, dogs in the street is what I do every day.
That's true with the bat.
So it's like
in your hat.
Yeah, but then I started realizing this game is a comedy. It's about wackiness, and it's about this kind of aesthetic that is just kind of like weird and old timey, like retro. Like it's supposed to look like I've heard that it's supposed to look like an NES game. Like it's supposed to look like a kind of awkward sprites of things, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely were trying something different.
Sorry, I should probably focus on this. Take it away, Andrew.
Well, I mean, obviously, like at the time, ooh, man, are you low? That was timed very well.
Do I need to use another one, or wow? Look at that was a good life up.
Yeah, that was like perfect timing. You have to be careful though, because when he builds power like that, he can hit you pretty hard.
I didn't see him do it. Was it something like?
I think it's when he does the burst of steam.
Burst of steam. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, being set in contemporary times, having all
that
is awesome. Wow.
Andrew and I just gave each other the best high five anybody's ever seen.
I'm really impressed how well you're doing at this point in the game. Oh, you leveled up. Oh, I love that level up music. God, everything about this game, man. I just can't wait to dive back into it.
Look at that psychedelic background.
It's so cool. I know.
Just take that in with the music for a little bit, everybody. That's magic.
Oh, it really is.
Magic. I like it. So that's another thing that used to bother me about this game. And that it was just like kind of like, like I love Final Fantasy where they show like a cool background for each fight and everything. It's like, this is nothing like that. But once you start seeing kind of those patterns, you can tell like this game was maybe made for people that are in altered states.
Well, yes, I would say that's a pretty safe bet. Or by people who are in altered states.
Right, yeah.
Although interesting, I promise this is not related to my previous comment. Iwata worked on this game, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
You know, of course, Satoru Iwata, now global president of Nintendo.
Do you think Giant Step is referring to the famous John Coltrane song, Giant Steps?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's also a giant step in the area if you want to take it more literally.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Oh, no, guys, this guy going to fight me? All right.
But awesome. You did very, very good work. I'm super impressed.
Thank you.
For this early in the game. I love the towns.
So let's just show these kind people the next area real quick.
And this is actually interesting. So this hospital is one of the things that was modified in later releases of Earthbound. There used to be a cross on it, a Red Cross.
Oh, really?
And the organization,
another
Red
great
Cross,
band, Red Cross.
There you go. The organization of the Red Cross, that is apparently a copyrighted symbol for them, so they had to remove it. And they went as far as to remove it from the hats of the nurses in the hospital. Even had the Red Cross.
So are there versions of the cart with that on it? Is that what you mean, or is it like just the Japanese?
I believe it was the Japanese release, and it was removed for North America.
Do I need to talk to somebody before I go to this gate?
I think you have to go into City Hall.
This is the eternal question in RPGs. Do I need to talk to somebody before I do this?
I believe you do need to get the key at City Hall. I could be mistaken. And once you...
Oh, because like the mayor...
They tell you have to take care of Frank before you can do it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
God damn it, Frank.
God, Frank's the worst.
All right, let's head to City Hall.
Man, I hope I'm remembering.
Look, it's Mr. Rossetti.
It is Mr. Rossetti. Maybe that's what he was inspired
by. Does that mole have a spear? Because that frightens me.
I think it's like a pickaxe. Like he's
really?
Digging. Yeah.
That would make more sense.
I mean, we can say it's a spear if you want.
So one thing that's funny about Earthbound is that when you're in towns, there's just like tons of ancillary buildings. It's not like Pokemon where there's always like an item to pick up inside. You just you don't have to do any of this.
Yeah.
Like there's so many rooms I'm bypassing right now. It's like, oh, here's the court.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool,
no
though.
point.
Like, I think it's really cool that you can kind of learn more about.
I'm having trouble controlling with the analog stick. I'm gonna switch to the D-pad.
Oh, well, I was gonna ask you that. Is it harder?
Well, so the analog stick doesn't feel any good. The controls feel good, really. Otherwise, and I will say the best thing about this is that it just it's on my lower screen right now, which makes me want this on 3DS.
On 3DS, sure. I mean,
yeah. I'm not saying I'm not happy. It looks great on the Wii U. It looks great.
It really does, and I'm so happy it's out. But I agree. The Game Boy Advance collection I mentioned earlier, and of course Mother 3 being released on Game Boy Advance, makes it seem like it would probably be fairly possible to do a 3DS collection of of Mother 1, 2, and 3. Call it the Earthbound collection.
So, and the big thing that stops Nintendo from ever releasing Earthbounds that aren't the one that came out here is that there's a tremendous amount of dialogue and jokes, and now dated stuff. Like weird references to stuff that people might not get anymore. The localization, it would be a huge hassle.
And that's why the community, the guys from Starman.net, Reed, Tomato, all those incredible people who are very passionate, Clyde Mandolin is Tomato, professionally localizes games. They organized a fan translation of Earthbound and have offered Nintendo to use it for free in order to get a North American release, which I think is fascinating. Nintendo hasn't commented on that offer, but who knows? Maybe we will see Mother 3 come out here one day.
Yeah. Come on. Oh, I need to use the key on it. Yeah, it's very Dragon Quest.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. It is very typical of RPGs at the time, but, it just has a little more humor to it, a little more, fun stuff that you can do.
Where's the key?
Check, maybe? Do check.
Did he really not give it to me?
Or maybe you have to. Jeez, it's pathetic that I don't remember this because I've done this 1,000 times.
Yeah. Well, we might have to end the commentary here. But we could always do some more commentary. Maybe we should come back after we figure out what happened with this key situation.
It's an easy solution that I'm stupidly forgetting.
Yeah.
But
anyway, I actually recorded some other videos, and we, so as I was saying, that there's that great strategy guide that that came with Nintendo's stuff, and you can use that and everything. But honestly, it doesn't help you get through the game, and we have a great step-by-step guide in our Earthbound wiki, and we could use your help bolstering some of the sections. There's a great encyclopedia in there. A bunch of people are working on it. One guy has 700 edits. It's awesome. A really cool fan effort. You should check that out for sure. Anyway.
After you, please. Did I just cut into your conclusion?
Yeah.
Did I make this awkward? I'm sorry. Please do your thing.
I'm just going to start over now.
Okay, let's do it.
So I'm going to go back to the town sign.
Hey, guys, I'm Andrew.
All right, we're going to end on this beautiful butterfly.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, well, thanks, Andrew. And check back. We'll probably do another commentary on this because it is Andrew's favorite game of all time.
It's true.